Hey guys, this is Cody Jones with Jangus Genetics. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about rotational grazing, how I got started and where I've kind of gone from getting started. And things get a lot easier as you get a little bit more experience. But the main things that I wanted to say about rotational grazing and why I think it's super important, not only for your profitability, but for the health of your animals and the health of your soil. And all three of those things, they're what you have to focus on to make a profit in this business and to make a living at it. When I first started off, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and stuff. Then I went to Greg Judy's grazing school in 2016. Came back, decided to do a little bit more intensive grazing, a little bit more management. And what we learned there is you need to have 8 paddocks to stop overgrazing. So that helps to maintain your current level of your soil and your grass. But if you stop at 8, it helps, but then your animal performance starts to slide backwards. And that's something that I kind of forgot. I always had that 8 in the back of my mind. But when I first started, so I set up my perimeter fence and all my permanent fences so that every year I try to make them a little better and a little bit easier to run and manage with the temporary fencing. The temporary fencing is the stuff I'm moving every day. It's a huge part of my life. You can build too much permanent fence, and the more animals you get, the more impact you're looking for as you continue to improve on your management. A lot of people, you'll hear they went overboard building too much permanent fence. Now they're ripping it all back out. So these things are your friend. This is a 3-to-1 geared reel. And a step-in post, and we're going to talk about these a little bit more. But so you've got 8 to stop your degradation of your soil and maintain your plants. But you're still getting, with 8, you're still getting what's called the second bite. So when you have 8 paddocks, you're moving your cattle or your livestock, sheep, goats, whatever. You're moving them, and that helps. But you still don't have enough to really make a difference on the animal side. So what's happening is you're still leaving them. Let's say that we talk about rest periods. Let's say in the springtime in Missouri, I'm looking for about a 30-day rest period. Depending on where you're at, that can, you can go on up to a 365-day rest period. In some places, in Australia or out west, when they're not getting rain at all, you just pull livestock off. And those are challenges that I don't have to face here in Missouri. But 30 days in the spring, and this isn't set, you got to watch your grass, but 30 days in the spring, somewhere around 60 days in the summertime, and then when the grass stops growing, I'll probably go. Just kind of depends on where I'm at. I'm getting better every year. I'm not a complete expert at this, but getting better every year. And you want to leave enough residual, but also you want to leave enough residual, and that's kind of the main thing in the wintertime. You're focusing on making sure that your animal performance isn't hurting, and you're leaving enough residual to bring that back in the springtime. But when you go from 8 paddocks to 16 paddocks, now you've started to help your animals out. So with 8 paddocks, you're getting the second bite. Stuff's coming back, but maybe not. It's not fresh enough. The protein isn't high enough. The ground isn't getting hurt, but the grass isn't really making a big economic difference. You start getting up to 16 paddocks, and you start to see that animal performance improve. They're maintaining body condition better. They're putting on weight. But I had forgot this, but I went to Ranching for Profit recently, and they drilled this back into me. You don't really make a huge difference in your production until you get somewhere between 25 and 30 paddocks or more. And those don't have to be permanent. Those can all be done with, your 8 permanent paddocks, and then you break that up with or whatever, however it works for you, and then you break that up with your interior fencing that's quick and easy. If you're moving your cattle every day, ideally. We talked about every 3 to 4 days, at least in Missouri, when the grass is growing, you get that second bite effect, which stunts the grass growth in 4 days. And I see that's huge. If I leave livestock on a spot too long, that's when I really tell the difference, and I've hurt that grass production. So that's kind of my focus now at this point, is increasing my permanent fence to maintain and support a system of quick daily moves, or quick, weekly moves. I was managing 7 herds last year, and that was too many. I'm going to combine some herds, and that'll increase my rest periods too. So